One coin minted in 1971 changed the face of American coinage forever. It carries a story of silver secrets, Cold War fears, presidential tributes, and hidden value most people overlook today. This $50 may look ordinary, but its true history is buried deep in the vaults of the U.S. Mint and the hearts of collectors. What happened behind the scenes in 1971? Why did silver vanish from circulation, and how can this coin be worth hundreds, even thousands today? Join us as we uncover the powerful truth about the 1971 Kennedy $50 and why this one piece of metal has become one of the most controversial, mysterious, and valuable coins in American history. The story of the 1971 $50 begins in the aftermath of one of the most tragic events in American history. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963 shook the entire nation, and in response, the United States Mint and Congress decided to honor him on the $50 coin, which until then featured Benjamin Franklin. Since 1948, the new design bearing the image of President Kennedy on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse was approved quickly, and the first Kennedy $50 were released in 1964 containing 90% silver. The coin became wildly popular with collectors, and the public alike. People were hoarding the 1960 for $50 as keepsakes in memory of the late president, and because of their silver content, this marked the beginning of a new chapter for the $50 and would lead to dramatic changes over the next several years, especially in 1971. By 1965, the United States was facing a silver shortage, and rising silver prices meant the cost of producing coins exceeded their face value. To address this, Congress passed legislation to reduce silver content in coinage. Beginning in 1965, $50 was struck with a composition of 40% silver instead of 90%. This continued until 1970, when the last of the 40% silver $50 were produced for circulation. These were 1970 deminted at the Denver Mint and only issued in mint sets, making them rare and desirable today. In 1971, the Mint made another major change for the Kennedy $50. They removed silver entirely for the first time since the coin was introduced in 1964. The 1971 $50 would be struck using a clad composition of copper and nickel similar to the one used for dimes and quarters since 1965. The 1971 Kennedy $50 was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints with no mint mark for Philadelphia and a demint mark for Denver. Both mints produced millions of coins. Philadelphia struck over 200 million, while Denver produced around 250 million. Despite the large mintage, the 1971 $50 holds a unique place in numismatic history as the first year of the non-silver Kennedy half, and also as a coin that collectors often overlook due to its common appearance. However, there are varieties, errors, and conditions that make some of these coins extremely valuable. Among the most sought-after varieties of the 1971 $50 is the 1971 D struck on a silver planchet. During the transition from silver to clad composition, a few plankets of the older silver alloy were accidentally used at the Denver Mint, resulting in rare error coins. These coins were not supposed to exist, and only a small number are known to collectors today. The key to identifying one is by its weight. A standard clad 1971 $50 weighs 11.34 grams, while a silver planchet coin weighs around 11.5 grams, so any 1971 D $50 weighing closer to the latter might be one of these valuable errors. Collectors use precision scales and sometimes send the coin for professional grading and verification to determine its true composition. Another important aspect of the 1971 $50 is its design. The obverse features a left-facing profile of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, who had previously sculpted Kennedy for a presidential medal. The reverse features the presidential coat of arms, an eagle holding arrows, and an olive branch with a ring of stars, and the words United States. of America and $half. This side was designed by Frank Osporo, who was the chief engraver of the mint at the time. The details on both sides can vary depending on the strike quality and die condition, which is why collectors pay attention to strong details. Clear lettering and uncirculated condition coins. Condition plays a major role in the value of the 1971 $half. Most coins were used in circulation and shell wear scratches and dings, however. Uncirculated examples, especially those graded mint state 65 or higher, can sell for a premium. Proof versions were not released for general circulation, but only included in special proof sets made at the San Francisco Mint and carry an S mint mark. These coins have a mirror-like finish and are struck with specially polished dies to achieve a high level of detail. The 1971 S proof is not rare, but in pristine deep cameo condition it can be quite collectible. Another exciting category of 1971 $half errors includes double die versus off-center strikes, clipped plankets, and coins struck on wrong plankets. Such errors occur when there are misalignments or mistakes during the minting process, and while rare, they can command very high prices at auction depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. A well-known example is a 1971 $half struck on a quarter planchet, which is much smaller in size, making the coin look unusual and incomplete. Such errors often escape quality control and end up in circulation, where sharp-eyed collectors discover them. Even though millions of 1971 $half were made, their usage in daily transactions declined rapidly. During the 1970s, the public had grown disinterested in $half coins due to their size, weight, and the decline in purchasing power. Vending machines and cash registers were not designed to handle them, and banks rarely gave them out as change. Over time, the $half became more of a collector's item than a practical currency. As a result, many coins were stored in drawers, jars, or rolls, untouched for decades, and this is why finding uncirculated or near mint examples today is still possible if you look in the right places. Coin roll hunting has become a popular hobby where collectors search through bankrolls of coins looking for rare dates, errors, or high-grade examples. The 1971 $half is a common find in these hunts, but every once in a while someone discovers a silver planchet error or a rare mint state gem that makes the search worthwhile. The thrill of finding a valuable coin in a roll of common halves is what keeps this community growing and connected today through online forums, coin shows, and YouTube channels like this one. Grading is another important topic. For the 1971 $half coins are graded on a 70-point scale from poor 1 to perfect 70 by professional services like PCGS and NGCA. 1971 $half graded Ms. 67 or above is very rare due to the average strike quality that year and can sell for hundreds or even thousands at auction. The grading process takes into account strike luster, surface preservation, and eye appeal, and even a 1-point difference can mean a huge jump in value, so it is always recommended to get potentially high-grade coins professionally graded if you suspect their quality is exceptional. As we look at the cultural and historical context of the 1971 $half, it becomes clear that this coin marks a turning point in American coinage history. It represents the final break from silver, the rise of clad coinage, and the beginning of the end for the $half. As a circulating denomination, while the Kennedy half continues to be produced to this day, its role has shifted from circulation to collector demand, with the U.S. Mint producing coins mainly for sets and numismatic purposes rather than everyday use. In recent years, interest in older $half has seen a resurgence, especially among new collectors, inspired by online content auctions and rising silver prices. While the 1971 $half contains no silver, its history, value, and hidden varieties make it an essential coin for any serious collection. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a beginner, this coin offers a gateway into deeper knowledge about minting processes, historical events, and the economic forces that shaped modern coinage. From the memory of a fallen president to the evolution of coinage metal to the pursuit of rare eras, and are great examples. The 1971 Kennedy $50 carries a story that goes far beyond its face value and weight. It invites us to remember a time of change and transition in American history and challenges. US to keep looking deeper into the coins we often take for granted. So the next time you come across a $50 from 1971, take a moment to weigh it, inspect it, and appreciate the complex legacy it carries in your hand.